Let me say a special good morning to our viewers and listeners. Good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of To The Point. Today being Monday, the 8th day of May within the year 2023. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Should I say another one? Good morning. Those of you via social media platform, Facebook, the YouTube channels, good morning. Those of you via, of course, GBN's webpage, hope you're having a lovely Monday morning. For a vast majority of us, maybe our first day back to the work, our work week may have started. Like me, my work week starts on a Monday. Those of us who do the entire 7 days per week, we know that. There are individuals who do that. Somehow, you just got to do what you have to do. All right. So welcome to The Point. I'm your host, GT. I'll be with you until it's 10 a.m. this morning. And certainly hope everyone had a great weekend. Wow. Interesting weekend. Interesting weekend for me and for lots of us, the viewers and listeners out there. And usually on Monday, on To The Point, we do have coming in with us, we do have Sir Sylvan McIntyre. Sometime we have Mr. Hector joining him. And Mr. Hector been joining him for the last couple of weeks due to the foundation they have started. And for some reason, the other folks, they want to apologize, but they will not be able to be with us on the program today. So we do wish them all the best for today. And hopefully next week, they will be back with us. You know, sometimes things happen and they have to just take care of personal business, all right? But however, they want to apologize for not unable to be with us today. But they want to also send a note here from Mr. Sylvan. He say that, you know, the Safety Foundation wishes everyone a safe week on the road. Drivers, you know, drive only slower than not only. Let me get this right. Drivers drive not only slowly, but within the speed limits. But safely. Pedestrians, be cautious. Look out for the careless ones, joggers, fitness walkers. Please do with the facing of the oncoming traffic. Wear reflective clothing, hands, feet, head. And he says be safe to everyone. So once again, they're not going to be with us this morning, but hopefully they will return next week. So which means today's program is going to lead directly into an open line edition this morning. You know the number, 435-2045. That's 435-2041, 435-2041. Your phone calls are welcome. It's been an interesting weekend, as I said before. We had the accidents continue to pour out. I've been looking at social media over the weekend. Lots of accidents. We see fires. Yes, I had a couple of fires also over the weekend, and interesting. You know, something had to be done about the accidents. Something seriously to be done about the accidents these days. You know, it's just getting, you know, not only out of hand, but it's just wow, just a wow. The amount we've seen on a daily basis. You know, a prime example, I'm a driver myself, and driving on the road the other day, an individual was like blowing me. He wants to pass really fast. Guy trying to drive within the speed limit, and took me over, and a couple of yards on the road, I'm seeing him, topple off the road. And I was wondering, you know, he could have just simply stayed within the speed limit. So now I'm driving and probably would have gotten not damaging his vehicle. Thank God nothing happened to him personally. But sometimes it's weird to see people want to overtake you just to stop ahead of you. You understand? And it happens. So 435-2041 is an open line edition this morning. Feel free to call me. There are probably some issues out there that you want to chiming on this morning. Feel free to do so. 435-2041. Good morning once again. I guess most of you have also heard the Delma Farmers battle. Of course, this morning, if you probably heard about the release she put out, and but however, resigning from the opposition New National Party, she has resigned, I would say, and of course she has issued a statement, and so probably you probably want to chime in that also. I will probably get my hands on that statement shortly, and probably I could read it to you. And I think I've laid my hands on. Let me see if I can just read it to you this morning. Now, and this is that's a statement she has issued, and now she's saying, after prolonged consideration and discussion with the leaders of the constituency group of the St. Andrew Northwest, I have tendered my resignation from the New National Party with immediate effect. I have handed in my letter of resignation to the chairman of the NNP, that's Mr. Oliver Joseph. My continuation as a member of the party has become unattainable, and following my many attempts to promote the democratization, hope I'm getting that word right, of the organization, and the consequence orchestrated backlash from the extremely small section of the party leadership. My attempts to properly represent the people of St. Andrew Northwest from within the organization has subsequently been also frustrated. I remain a member of the parliament and through the grace of God intend to continue serving the people for the entire parliamentary term. I will also remain committed to the principles of good governance, truth, and solidarity. In short order, I will speak extremely on matters of politics, governance, and representation. I hereby ask my people, especially those in St. Andrew Northwest, to continue to hold me in their prayers. To God be the glory, great things He has done. So that's the statement that was issued there by of course, the MP, Delma Thomas, on her resigning from the New National Party. 4352041. It's an open line edition for To The Point for today, Monday. If you do have something you want to chime in on, feel free to do so. And we're taking your calls. You do have a comment also via the Facebook page. Feel free to do so also, folks. You can send me a comment on the Facebook page. And you could also make a comment via the Facebook page, and certainly will entertain it this morning. So your calls are certainly welcome. So The Point, the open line edition. Calls pretty slow this morning for some reason or the other. The calls are coming pretty slow, but want to take your time to wish some of you are chiming in. Let's say good morning to Cynthia B. Good morning. We have Erlin is also chiming in. Frankie saying good morning. We have, is it Betty and Alexander? Also, all of those of you via the Facebook page. I want to thank you for being part of To The Point this morning, the open line edition. And feel free, if you do have a comment or two that you want to chime in on this morning, feel free to do so here on To The Point, the open line edition this morning. Yeah. And let's get your calls rolling. 435-2041. We have 8 minutes going after the hour this morning. Let's entertain our very first caller this morning. Let's go over and say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, GT. How you do?
I'm doing fine. What about you? Good morning.
Good, man. GT,
right.
are good.
You're good.
GT, I was listening just a little bit about Delma Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, GT, I find myself watching the African movies, like in my relaxation time. And I don't look at the other channel because of the fighting, and most of the time my little grandson is with me. So we're watching that. And what I'm learning about politics is so dirty than my wild imagination. When I saw yesterday, I'll just give you a line, where the king and all the cabinet members, they do whatever and they have to pass this amount of money, but the king name must not call. But all the monies will come back to the king, and then he will do whatever. And then what happened? All the cabinet members, they're killing them out one by one. GTS say, listen, and it's true, what they're telling you is based on true stories. So what I want to say, I love politics. I love the yap, and Blossom will say, we love the melee. But however, if I was Delma Thomas, spending a few years, quite a number of years in politics, she should have first-hand experience about lots of things. She's not watching the movie like me. And if I was her, I would, well, she go get your big pension and what have you. Open my little, relax myself for a while, put myself together, and if I want to be busy, like me personally, I have to be busy. I will do a little business, employ one or two people, and relax. Because this politics, what I learn in there, I'm glad that I'm not in it deeply. Chitty,
all right.
Yourself.
You have yourself a good day also.
Thank you.
Hope
Bye-bye.
one of these mornings I'll probably be speaking to you as a member of parliament. You never know. All right. Have yourself a good one. 435-2041. Open line edition of To The Point this morning. You probably have something you want to speak about this morning, an opinion of something that you want to share. And I ask for, of course, you calling and express it. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome. Good morning, sir.
You, my personality, I've been on the air. I'm very, very always excited when you're on. Because you give everybody a chance. You make them feel welcome. Thanks. I didn't plan to talk much about the current event that's happening. Because my main thing I wanted to talk about this morning, but I'll talk about the other one briefly, is that in terms of the cultural, in terms of the creative industry that we're trying to forge, I think by all means we should do everything to make sure that we do, but not just as a copycat or just because it's that world, I remember years ago when globalization was being promoted, the servants of the agents of destruction was all over preaching, we need to get in line with globalization. Look, globalization now is at a flux, that's a proper word, but it's almost at a standstill. And so on. We need to ask ourselves what it is that we can contribute as a unique people. But in order to understand ourselves as a unique people, we need to accept ourselves for who we are. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, we are ashamed of who we are. We are in confusion. We're still trying to deny who we are. And so we must come to terms with who we are by looking more and more in the mirror, not trying to add things on our face or in our hair or trying to lighten our color and that kind of thing. But accept that we have a history, that we came from somewhere, and we're going to somewhere. So on the basis of that, we forge an identity, whether it's a renewed identity or go back to our original identity, which is not about nationality, by the way, which we confuse. So we need to deal with that. So I praise for the people, the government for taking the initiative. But I would say we need to understand, because people still confuse whether Jab is this and that and what is satanic and so on. We confuse ourselves.
All right.
By the miseducation. But let me just say a little about Ms. Delma. People seem to confuse being a member of parliament with being a member of the party. They have been independent in parliament. Not too sure for Grenada. But there's also been people who've been what you call backbenchers and all of that. People have a right to remain once the constituents have not. We could say that they should be called. No party should have a monopoly on a constituency, not even the ruling party. So if people, because in Parliament, those folks are trying to bring order for the nation. And in the interest of the various constituencies, in Grenada we have 15 constituencies. One time we had 7, then we moved it to 10. Now we have 15. I don't know how much we might bring it to next time around. So we need to understand that. So until a new election, the lady have every right to remain in Parliament and even probably decide to cross over. I'm not encouraging that, but if she goes, that is her prerogative. Because that happened, and the leader of the opposition encouraged a lot of that. This is the reason why he asked the Governor General in 1998, at the close of 1998, to dissolve Parliament, because he was afraid when Dr. Fletcher resigned that the rest of people with Dr. Fletcher and the rest would cross over, would form some new continuance of the government, which had a 5-year period, not an NMP government and not an NDC government. For the Parliament, the life of the government, and who command the greatest, the majority could lead the government within that period. People must understand that. So good for you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. Open line edition of To The Point this morning. We're probably going to take one more call within this segment, and then we take that break. Good morning to you, caller. You're welcome.
Yes, greetings, Mr. Telesford. How are you?
Doing good, sir.
I just had a nice weekend and all of that. Listen, in this here country, there never ever a dull moment. But let me just go straight to the point. By the way, first of all, the woman's name is not Miss Thomas. The H doesn't sound in names. You don't say the River Thames, you say the River Thames. You say Thailand, etc., etc. Just a little correction. Don't mind my way of doing it. If we don't confront the difficulties, the problems, and so on, we do not correct them. Let's go to the meat of the matter. Should I say Miss Thomas was elected as a member of Parliament? I agree with the first caller. Not as a member of our party. The hell with the party. She was elected by her constituents to serve them. And so it shall be. Avoid the red herrings, brothers and sisters. Now, Mr. Telesford, I trust, by the way, I know you may have received your little package with kiosh and coronation curry chicken, have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, the leadership didn't bring back sufficient for us? You see, they ain't concerned about us. They're only concerned about themselves. That is why I'm telling you, Grenadians, it's time that we challenge this colonial system, this monarchy. They went out, they enjoy themselves because they have to attend to the call of the masters while they're trying to keep us, and they're working hard to keep us under this demeaning state of subservience and subjugation to the British crown. Grenada is a colony, brothers and sisters, of the United Kingdom still. Can't you see that? Don't let them continue to fool you. Open up your eyes. I urge you all the time to let my eyes be the God-damned ones. Open up your God-blessed eyes to see the bluff that colonialism is putting up us for 50 years. Done with colonialism. Ask them to tell us where the so-called constitution of this country gets its legitimacy. They can't. They prefer not to talk about it. They admit that we live in a country with a constitution that is not a law. Where then does it get its authority to make laws that we have to obey? Brothers and sisters, understand that I repeat, by the end here, only a people can save the people. Open up your eyes, Grenadians, and see what colonialism has done to you and our people. The people who basking in this glory, more than 100, it is estimated that in excess of 100 million pounds have been spent in this pump and flurry out there. Check it out. While we catching we royal ass in this country under them. We have to end that. Open up your eyes, brothers and sisters. Have a nice day, William. Mr. Telesford, I'll be back sometime soon.
Have a good day yourself, sir. 435-2041. We're coming back after the break. Stay with us. It's To The Point, the open line edition for this morning. And thanks for the correction, Mr. Rollo. I should have said Thomas. Okay, and not Thomas. I have a way of pronouncing the TH for some reason or the other. Forgive me for that. But I get it. I'll be coming right back.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and regional cricket tournaments. Additionally, they made it possible for you, the public, to view local, regional, and international tournaments from the comfort of your homes. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
High impact doors and windows can be yours. Now available at Caribbean Shutters Windows and Doors. Agents for Domus Windows and Doors. Get custom-made UPVC products with a 20-year warranty on frames and a 5-year warranty on hardware, complete with installation and so much more. Visit our showroom at 11 Frequente Industrial Park, St. George, or call 439-1293, or visit our website at www.domuswindows.com.
Welcome back to our listeners and viewers. It's To The Point for today, Monday, the 8th day of May. It's another edition of To The Point. I'm your host, GT. We're going to be around with you till it's 10 a.m. this morning. We're taking your phone calls, 435-2041. If you do have a comment you'd like to make pertaining to topics, various topics around about issues on the island, feel free to do so. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning, and you're welcome. Good morning. Good morning to you, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Caller, before you continue, caller, would you mind lowering the radio or the television in the background, please?
Okay, I've lowered it.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay, thank you. My take in this morning is concerning motorists on the road. I'm a driver myself, and I have been overtaken by other vehicles on corners. And I'm just suggesting that maybe the insurance could do something to calm this recklessness by having their driving license removed from the police, and that the insurance would not pay for the vehicle. In terms of, if the police report is reckless or dangerous driving, that person should stand the consequence of their behavior. And this is my take on it this morning, that this thing should stop because it's really dangerous on the nation road. Okay.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning. I'm not sure if the insurance could do anything about it, except for the option of raising your premium or whatnot. I'm not sure if that's going to encourage individuals to drive any safer than they usually do. I understand, but it's something has to be done. Because I'm just receiving some photos of this a while ago of another accident taking place over there, and it's really becoming unbecoming. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning, and you're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Mr. Telesford.
Good morning.
You know, a lot of us, I don't know in fact if you know that, a lot of us want to blame people for our own destiny. We have to shape our own destiny. Now, nobody is responsible for our failure or for perhaps our success. Maybe your parents might be responsible for your success and even your failure. But I don't think government is so much responsible and individual people. You have to know what you want in life and work towards that goal, if it's a goal. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are blaming everybody for the shortcomings. Now, furthermore too, if we being and I'm seriously educated, I even include myself, we wouldn't do these things that disturb most of us. For example, we wouldn't erect buildings on the road that interferes with the good driving of the public. Buildings are placed on the side of the road, and perhaps the government are not doing nothing to remove them. For the simple reason, those who usually do it is those who support the different parties. In other words, if NNP in party, they put the buildings on the road. If GULP was in party, they put the building on the road. We must have rules, general rules for everybody. Where are you, NNP, GULP, or stupid P? This is what I find so strange. Everybody doing things. You're going up all different roads. Vehicles park on the road. And when I say that, people must realize if the insurance company or perhaps the government says you have to park at least 10 feet away from the road, or possible before you get your vehicle, you have to be inspected to know where you intend to park your vehicle. It's true that the government wouldn't do that because the more vehicles you buy, the more tax they get. The more people build houses, the more tax they get. So I know it's hard to do it, but we must maintain and make rules so that people and educate people so that they should obey the rules. When I say don't have 40 and 50 60 and you cannot use it, make people know how to think, how to know right from wrong. I don't know if you could, how you could do it. Maybe you had to cut a piece of paper and write it and cut the head and put it down in the head. Or make them pay. And they're paying, they would realize that where are they going to get the money? In fact, you can't jail them because they're getting free food. Thank you very much, mister.
Thank you, sir. Have a good morning yourself. 435-2041. Let me see if I can entertain some of the comments via the Facebook page before we entertain another caller this morning. Let's take this comment from Aaron Joseph here on the Facebook page. Life is very strange. Who would have thought that this could have happened to the NMP party? Kama has a funny way of doing things, and never forget what goes around comes around. All around on and so on many occasions that we have it was others, now it's the NMP. How do they feel looking forward to the NMP convention? Any other comment that we could entertain this morning? We have Cassandra saying, so we're expecting gifts from England and the others countries got gifts, something like that nature. Not sure where that comment is going. We have Antonio saying NMP politics is if you lose your seat in an election, your constituents have to take a back seat till perhaps the next election. That's a stupid idea. You must continue to service your people, and nothing should distract you. And I think that's it very clearly from the comment section this morning via the Facebook page. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, you're so welcome. Good morning. Good morning to you, caller. Hello, good morning. I guess no one is there. Good morning. Go right ahead.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Go ahead with your comment, please.
Pardon?
Caller, go right ahead with your comment.
I agree with that last caller 100%.
Caller, you're being distracted by your radio or your television in the background for some reason or the other. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's the number you can call if you want to be part of To The Point this morning. Give me a call. Let me know how you feel about the various issues happening on Island. And I'm still stressing on the issue of drivers on the nation's road. The amount of accidents that we are seeing lately. Something seriously have to be done by the traffic department. So we need to see, stop to the amount of accidents that we've seen, or decrease, maybe a better word to use. Entertain another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. I just wish to make some comment regarding the caller before the last one, that's the gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
I did not hear everything he said, so I can't say I agree with him 100%. But for most of what I heard, I share his concerns and I agree with him. I think that there's enough blame to go around in this world. And I'm not trying to preach here, but we can all blame Adam and Eve, right? I can blame Adam and Eve for all the troubles I've gone through in life and that we have gone through in life. But at some point in time, we have to take responsibility. One gentleman called about people parking around, overtaking around corners. Now, there are situations where you may have no option but to do that. But I think we can agree that the vast majority of time those things are done. They are done for non-emergency situations,
mm-hmm.
and they're dangerous. Now, who can we blame for that? We can't blame colonialism for that. There are some roads and so on that we have inherited, and there are old buildings that are there, and they sort of may have to be grandfathered. But moving forward, when we build right on the road and lead to such incapacitation with vehicles having to pass in emergencies and so on, who can we blame for that? Is it colonialism? So we have to, yes, there's enough blame to go around. And as I open up my conversation by saying we can go back and blame Adam and Eve, but there are countries that have not been colonialized, and they are, to quote you, catching the nenen. So, let's take some responsibility where that is due, and let's have a vision and move forward. I think that's the way we will get things done in the better way. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Made a lot of sense. 435-2041, 435-2041. We probably can entertain another call before we take a break, which is due in this segment. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, and to you and your followers. Well, I heard that a number of activities over the weekend, fires and the road accident.
Yes.
There were no fatalities and hopefully no serious injuries. But it is what it is at this time. We just have to pray that the mercy of God continues to be with us.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people who are indeed reckless. And I'm not saying all of them are from recklessness, but some of them are genuine accidents, of course. But a lot of madness takes place on the road. A lot of it does happen. Now, yesterday, I didn't have a long journey to go to pick up someone from the airport. So just from Trublo, basically, to Montrouge. And it was so frustrating. There's so many detours and so many different police officers giving you conflicting directions. Apparently, they were moving some equipment from the port to the airport. It was a Sunday. Folks said that they gave notices, I don't know where. I mean, there were the days when the cell phone just came out. People get SMSs all the time. You get a message saying to you, this is happening or that is happening. The weather alerts were given by phones. I didn't see any such. But I had to go from Trublo to the Mount Cinnamon. At the roundabout in Trublo, I was diverted back to the dusty highway. When I came back from the dusty highway and I got to Sugar Mill, I was told by the officer, turn around, go the wrong way to the gas station, and come out right at the back of CK's, where they have this cost you less or best for less, whatever it is. And I said to myself, it didn't make any sense. So I may as well go straight on to the Limes entrance. I got to the Limes entrance and I was sent back by an officer. He said, he down there don't know what's going on yet. Go back and go through Montu. All this just to go to Montrouge. And I'm saying that this didn't need to happen. They could have advised folks. There are many means of communication we have, and for some reason, either the airport authority or the police, which is the right, but the competent authority, but it was their men who were out there giving conflicting and misleading directions. Something could have been done to notify, because it's a road to the airport, and I was actually taking someone to the airport, and that was very, very bad indeed.
Right.
Now, on the matter of the colonialism, and there's a lot of licks given about colonialism, and I too. When you look back at the past and you see what has happened to us, what took place, you can't help but being angry. But how long would we live in the past? How long will we continue to look at the rearview mirror when we hope to go forward? It's only if you're making a lane change, or a sudden stop. When else do you need a rearview mirror? Use your windscreen. There are opportunities there we are missing out on because we keep looking behind and looking for people to blame who are no longer in our way in many cases. Not in all, but in many cases. We talk about the Constitution. Do you know that states as Australia and New Zealand and all these countries, they still have pretty much the same constitutions, colonial constitutions? We can say their history was different from ours because they were not enslaved, as we were. But they are using fundamentally the same constitutions with amendments and so, and they're moving ahead. They are still members of the Commonwealth, I think Canada still is. Some of them are talking now about making a transition. But we are using our membership in the Commonwealth as an excuse for not going forward. But these countries are first world countries. It has not stopped them. So I wish that while we have to lament the past, let us look ahead. Let us use that big, broad windscreen ahead of us into the future and stop trying to squeeze to look into that little rearview mirror to see what we just passed, or what we passed, 200 years down the road. Please, Grenada, let's move forward for heaven's sake. Thank you.
Thank you, Kola. Thank you very so much. We drew for a break, folks. Let's take it. We're coming back with more for you on To The Point this morning in the Open Line edition. Stay with us.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11, K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course? Well, I've got just that. Hi, my name is Gary Mr. Smooth, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 98.5, 98.7 FM. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 in the morning. I've got a healthy dose of your favorite and most infectious hits sampled with information, news, laughter, and all the other ingredients that go into making the hottest morning show on the radio. The Morning Heat. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit us up on WhatsApp, 435-7517. We've got topics, we've got discussions, calls, voice notes, and so much more. But I can't tell you everything. You gotta tune in. The Hot Morning Show on Hot FM 98.5, 98.7 with yours truly, Gary Mr. Smooth. Kaboom!
Who does man of the party? Tell them it's 4-7 trade. Shout it, let them know where we represent 4-7 trade. Who's the body's passing? 4-7 trade. Them no crazy like.
Hey, welcome back, listeners and viewers. It's To The Point for today, Monday, the 8th day of May. It's an open line edition this morning, which feel free, you viewers and listeners out there, share your views and concerns. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Mr. Tellisford, I beg your indulgences for 1 minute. 1 minute.
Go right ahead.
Yes, a very interesting comment made by your last caller. Very interesting, and it proves to us why we have to sit and talk about the future of this country. There are many who feel that we shouldn't look back at all. That we must not overlook all that is happening up to today. So we must forget the fact that we are still a colony of the same people whose ancestors abused and continue to abuse our ancestors. And we can't. That is why we have to sit and talk about it, because this is a huge debate. But Mr. Tellisford, I want to draw this to the attention of Grenadians. There's a podcast there circulating. It is called Prince Charles's Bloody Crown. I think Grenadians should listen to it. It also, part of the heading, I think, also says the untold story of the British royals. It's very interesting that Grenadians search for that and read it. Oh, it's a podcast, so it is written. It is read. It's a video. Have a nice day, Mr. Tellisford. Done with colonialism once and for all.
Thank you, sir.
Free Grenada. Thank you very much, sir.
Have a good morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. 20 minutes moving on before the top 10. The program wraps up at 10 a.m. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Tellisford. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Doing good.
All right. Mr. Tellisford, a lot of changes the government will have to make right now. A lot of these young guys, you see, they're driving with the vehicle and they're having the hazard light on. Sometimes you think it's an emergency. It's not an emergency. They just driving with it. A lot of people using that, and that's supposed to be only when sometimes you pull on the side, you think it's an emergency. No, they're just driving with it. You know, they have to, police on them have to stop that. Also, the buses, they're stopping in the middle of the road. Anyway, anytime. People running into the back. We have to get people to start using the bus stops. Charge people for not using bus stops. They have to go on the bus stop when they live on Grenada and they go away in other countries. If they have to walk a mile to get a bus or a train, they're going to do it. So we have, sometimes a bus stop is right there by them and they're standing up just higher up the bus stop. The bus stop will stop there and pick up two right there. All those things, they should stop those things. They have to get those people to start doing the right things. Also, Mr. Tellisford, I remember a lady one time was driving a car. Two young guys was racing, and right around the corner they tried to pass. And as they tried to pass, something was coming. One had to pull back. He mashed up the whole lady vehicle, and the whole side was right on the thing when it happened. You know what the young guy told the lady? What you think I'm paying insurance for? You understand? That means could rest. And if they mash it up, the insurance going to pay. All them things they have to look in. They have to find a way to stop those young guys from doing those things, passing around corners, and all those kind of things. Mr. Telefon, have a nice day. Thank you very much.
You too, sir. Have a good one. 435-2041. And could that problem be solved, as the caller mentioned, in terms of when I'm living right there, so I'm going to stand in front of my house and wait till the bus passes, in order to stop to get that bus, or am I going to go to the bus stop? There's a bus stop there, but because the bus stop is just less than a couple feet away from where I need to stop, so I want the bus to stop right here. Would that be able to stop in Grenada? I don't know. Let's entertain some more calls. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, Mr. Telefon, good morning. Mr. Telefon, I've been listening to, as I said, various radio stations, maybe on TV and the different programs. And you wonder if we just like to talk for talk's sake, or if we really want to see changes take place. Now, if you have a situation that is disturbing and you have to look for a solution. Now, I was listening to a program on your radio station some time ago, and the person, I think Blossom Alexis Welch, she gave some statistics about child sexual abuse. And I wonder if we really are looking at what could be driving men or boys or whoever to commit those acts on our children. Now, we have some songs that we sing on the radio, on different radio stations, filthy lyrics, all sexually oriented. Now, yesterday I heard a person on the radio station talking about some situation, some contests they had for children, and a 7-year-old child was on the radio. The child was very wise, very articulate for her age. But you notice, they instill nothing in our children about who they are really, and that they are created by a God that is alive and is very active. We don't teach our children and our young people. We blame them for everything, but it's the seed that we have planted in them that is germinating and bearing the fruits that we are reaping now and that we are complaining about. If you have children and you're not teaching them anything about God, nothing about what they're supposed to be and what God can do in their lives, what would make them acceptable people that people will look at and admire, and people who would not commit all these crimes and these things without control. It's the devil that's using them, because the devil feels they don't want God, it's me they want, so he's advantaging them. So I think we need to start preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, teach our young children that there is a God and what is God's expectation and is God's requirement. And as long as we do not do that, we're going to continue to have the problems that we are talking about and blaming the government, blaming church, blaming this. Who is teaching the word of God to them? Our schools, according to this Calypsonian, they didn't want him, they put him out of the mouth, they take him out of the school curriculum. They don't want God. So then they have to accept what the fruit of the seeds that we sow. I was amazed now. If I didn't hear the whole program yesterday, so I don't know if the children in the quest for this pageant or whatever it was, to have swimsuit, because we know when they have Queen Show and anything, they have swimsuit, expose their bodies, So if this child at age 7 years may have had to parade in a swimsuit, and so we are exposing our children to nakedness and nudity, and you don't know what the devil have a predator right there waiting to prize upon our children. But we need to stop these things. And we need to introduce Christ. We need more of God in Grenada. We need more of God in our schools. We need more of God in our communities and our radio stations. We need more of God.
Thank you, caller.
And I'm asking Grenada, please turn to God.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 445-2041. Let's entertain some of the comments via the Facebook page before we entertain another caller this morning. Lots of comments there. Some of them are very interesting. We have Janice is saying driving with blue and pink lights too. She's saying that's ridiculous in terms of drivers on the nation roads who use these lights. It's a bit ridiculous they're using those lights. And we have, of course, they need to start introducing losing points on their license until they lose it and they can get, and they can't get insurance. We have Ernesto is saying, I want to applaud the Honorable Delma Thomas on her bold step and her in her resignation from the NMP. I think there is lots of opportunity for her to serve her constituency and extension the people of Grenada, and would like to see the administration welcome her with open hands because she meant well and seems very honest in her love to the people of Grenada. And we see another, of course, comment here from Cynthia is saying, guess we have to start to make a start. That's what she's saying. I remember some time ago in one of the countries I lived in, both drivers and the person not using a bus stop, that needs to change. So probably she's commenting on the person once about using the bus stops. Both the drivers maybe need to get charged, and the persons who are not using the bus stop, that issue should occur there. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Tillisford, and how are you?
I'm doing pretty well, caller. Good morning to you.
Mr. Tillisford, I want to address two little pieces this morning. First, I want to say thanks to the Rotary Club and the visiting to our country and helping with the eyes problem. This is the first time I get to go to them, and I like to tell it was real good. You could see, you can feel the love of them attending to the patient. And Mr. Tillisford, the things that we always blame when accident, we say junk and, driving. Well, Mr. Tillisford, when I see so much drivers have eye problem, I'm wondering if that's not a part in accident too. I would like you see how the every year, according to the alphabet, you go and pay you license. I would like them to see if they could, the government could get an eye specialist around that time. So when you come to pay for your license, they give you an eye check. Because Mr. Tillisford, we don't know, as the doctor explained, if you have sugar, you have some tiny little vessels in the back of the eyes, and if the sugar not controlled, it could damage that, and you have bleeding in the back of the eyes. Imagine you have this situation and you're driving. So I don't know, that's just a little suggestion. They could look into it and see if they could help the drivers and then test the eyes. If they don't fit to be on the road, you take them out, you treat them until they're ready to go back.
Point taken, caller. Thank you so much. Point taken. Thank you so much.
Yes. The last piece I want to talk about, I listened to the Minister of Education, and I hear he mention about they preparing for up to 18 years education. I want to say to the minister, we must prepare. Education mustn't be an age limit. From the cradle to the tomb. Mr. Tillisford, I is over 60 years, and I still want to learn to read and write. These days, everything is online. Sometimes you need have problem and you can't take the bus. You know about technology. You could sit down in your home and pay you bills, because some of these children, you send them to school and they feel a bright mood on you. You ask them to do something Friday, they go do it, But it go take months, and sometimes you build time pass to pay, they come and they cut you off. So if you don't have good needs and you know about the technology and you sit down home, you could pay your bills and do other things online.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. Point taken. 435-2041. Let's grab some of the comments via the Facebook page before we move on. Let's say good morning to Harry Noel. Harry said today is his birthday. Good morning to you, sir, and happy birthday. He said he's new to being on To The Point. Welcome, and he's certainly enjoying. Any other comment? We have Blessed Gal is saying, caller, best they expose the kids and keep them sheltered, because the world in technology, kids will get information elsewhere or somewhere. That's what they're trying to say. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
JT, I just want to strongly support your last caller, because very often ordinary people can observe things that where the so-called extraordinary people can't see. And the thing about the connection between eyesight and accident in the context of the level of diabetes and so on and glaucoma that people have, I think was an excellent point. You couldn't get it better from a better person than this ordinary woman.
Thank you so much.
If you don't mind me saying that.
All right.
And then secondly, the point you make about lifelong learning. Again, brilliant point. Learning is not for age. You should learn, as in Islam it says, You should learn from the cradle to the grave. So we should encourage learning so we wouldn't have so much, questionable people around, fooling around and doing all kinds of things that we could at least afford. Thank you very much for your indulgence.
Thank you so much. 435-2041, but we drew for a break. Let's take it. Will be our final break in the program for today. We come back and take our final bit of calls. We're coming right back. Hey, Grenade.
Wait to see my granddaughter.
No, that's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk,
10 minutes moving on before the top of the hour inside our final segment of the show this morning. We wrap up at exactly 10 a.m. Let's go over to the phone line and entertain this caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good. I am addressing the issue of the rising violence in schools, among school children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think a good way of handling it is through love. This is our word. You see that word, love? I find nowadays, in this modern days, like a bad word. When you speak of it, you tell people you love them, it's like the worst thing you could say. But in years gone by, you had more love shown to the children. That issue with the teachers, where they had they were not doing extracurricular activities with the children and so on due to we know it is the payments and so on.
Mm-hmm.
I think that had left a gap void, and now that they were paid the gratuity and all these things that were being negotiated for has been realized. I think they need to get back on board with the children and be more close to the children. We don't. Yes, school is about academics, but not solely academics. It's a preparation of the child for their future, right? And so it has to be holistically done. Not just about academics alone, but all walks in life, how you relate with people and so on. I am wondering if the schools have enough people counseling them, people for counseling. I'm wondering because, and where there's a lack of, maybe the teachers should be allotted a certain number of children with which they would organize extracurricular activities, field trips, educational tours, games. They have little,
Caller, we kind of strapped. We a bit strapped for time, so I'd like to ask you to take a wrap. We kind of strapped for time. Just a few more minutes left on the show. Good morning to you, and thanks again for your contribution. 435-2041, 435-2041. Just 6 minutes or so left on today's program. 435-2041. Callers coming in now. I'm probably going to issue a little bit of a time limit. If you're coming on now, just make your points and leave, please. Thank you, caller. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning to you, caller. Guess that caller is not ready for us. 435-2041. Of course, feel free to give me a call before we are just getting set to wrap today's program up. 435-2041. Let's see if we can entertain this caller. Caller, good morning. Lost that caller there. Let me see if we can entertain some of the comments, because caller seems to be not getting themselves their act together. I'm in support of the last caller. We need more teachers of Christ, or teachers of Jesus, if I get that right, in our trial. And if we want real progress in Grenada, the new administration is doing well, but we need to indulge God for maximum progress. Let's. Good morning.
Morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
Now, I had an experience yesterday.
Would you mind lowering the radio in the background, please, caller? Please,
Yes.
please.
So, I went to the Mount Carmel Fall to tourists. I'm a taxi driver. And what I saw it was disturbing. And I'm calling an authority to do something in that area in relation, because that's a fall we had already banned from going. Stopped go there because of the harassment of tourists. These two young guys, and I talk about little boys, they should be going to school. Half naked, drinking stag with a sharp cutlass in their hand, and they're just swaying it and playing with it everywhere in the street there. They're going down to the falls, they're coming back up. And it looks so disturbing for the tourists. So I'm calling on tourism authority and all the people, because we had a slogan that tourism is everybody's business. And if they continue that way, then you know what happens. That's far, because at a certain time nobody will want to go there because of the behavior of these people. They have to change this behavior. I'm calling on even these two young men. They should be selling mango juice to the tourists, not having a cutlass spraying and up and down in the way, because anytime they chop somebody up with that in front of a tourist, that's it. We gone, you know? So I'm calling on authority to take a look at these things.
Point taken, caller. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. We may have time, if it comes really quickly, to send one more caller and take a wrap for today's show. And once again, thanks to all who may have participated in today's program, whether it was via your phone call, your comments via the Facebook page. You sat, you listened, and you probably didn't call in and make a comment, but there was thoughts flowing through your mind that, maybe you were in agreement or disagreement with comments others made. I want to thank you so much for participating, and join us again for another edition. Tomorrow will be Opposition for Tuesday here on To The Point. Do have an interesting guest for tomorrow, so I encourage you to tune in and make a listen up and view also here To The Point. So until then, have yourself a good day, folks. Stay blessed. Be good to yourself and others. That's what we come to the end of To The Point for today. Goodbye once again.